far as the border crisis, this is a crisis that was created by Barack Obama. Barack Obama has done two major things over the past few years and past few months that has sent a signal to people around the world, not just in Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, but around the world that, number one, America is not going to enforce our immigration laws. That if you get into this country and you can make it over the border, that you're not going to be deported. I mean, he has a policy that the only people that really are deported are people who commit crimes in this country in addition to crossing the border. And I think most people feel like they can come to a country and stay out of trouble, and therefore have the opportunity with things like the Senate passed bill to be able to stay here permanently. And so I think you realize all the talk is of the young people coming to the border and trying to get in, but what hasn't been reported widely is only 20% of the people coming to the border are young. Most of the people coming are coming because they know that President Obama, if they get past the border, will let them stay here. So that's number one. Number two, children are coming because they are under the misperception that if children come here that they can stay. And the misperception was created by President Obama's DREAM Act announcement that young people will not be deported. Now, the young people coming don't qualify, according to President Obama's own edict. But, again, who's going to enforce that edict? And are the people coming here going to tell the truth when it comes to, well, you had to be here prior to 2013? Well, you know, we don't know whether people are here now or whether if they're illegal and they're here in the country without the government knowing. Then how are we going to say, well, no, we don't believe you were here? This is the reason that it feels like sort of an open border right now is because for children we've opened up a tremendous opportunity for fraud in having young people come to this country. So the blame is squarely on the back of the president for the crisis at the border. And I commend Governor Perry. Last week I hosted a radio show, Steve Deace's radio show, and I suggested, I was in Texas, I was talking to state senators from Texas, and they were saying to me, you know, we could send folks to the border, but Governor Perry has refused to do so because he doesn't want to pay for it. And the comment I made was, how can Texas afford not to pay for it? I mean, it's going to cost them much more than was the National Guard. And so to Governor Perry's credit, I give him a lot of credit for stepping up to the plate and committing people to the border. Whether it's enough, look, I'm not the governor of Texas. I don't know how many soldiers we need. I haven't studied that. If Rick Perry says that's what he needs, then I'm certainly going to defer to his judgment on that.
Diana, thank you for that question. And Senator, I'll just follow up. How do you think this may affect just the border situation in general for the November elections coming up, as far as immigration and that?
I will tell you that immigration has become a top-of-mind issue for a lot of people because of what's happening here. And, you know, if the media did any kind of job in actually reporting what was actually going on down there, it would be even a bigger issue. You saw the tremendous disarray and who actually controls the border and the horrible conditions down there and what people are going through being smuggled into this country. And it's just an awful situation. And you know, plus the ability for people who want to do harm to America to be able to get in here. So if there was more awareness of what was happening, it would even be a bigger issue. But I think Americans now realize that the idea of anybody being able to come into this country is a good thing, and the more the merrier, and that we don't have any responsibility to control our borders. I don't think that position is a viable one anymore, and so I think Democrats are going to have a hard time explaining why their open borders positions are ones that Americans should be supporting.
Sure.